Welcome to the longest running quiz show in the area. Categories. High school students compete to answer questions on topics from art to science, history to current events. And now, here's your categories host, John Bartell.
Hi, welcome to Categories and our consolation game of this season's Categories tournament as the Shawnee Mission West Vikings, coached by Pam Creed, are taking on the Blue Valley West Jaguars, coached by Debra Connerly. Let's go ahead and meet our contestants. First from Shawnee Mission West.
Hi, I'm Sean and I'm a junior.
I'm Jonathan, I'm a junior.
I'm Dane, I'm a junior.
I'm Coleman, I'm a senior.
I'm Ben and I'm a freshman.
And our competitors from Blue Valley West.
I'm Vineet and I'm a senior.
I'm Colby and I'm a junior.
I'm Shabir, I'm a senior.
I'm Ryan, I'm a sophomore.
I'm Ricky and I'm a senior.
All right, fantastic. Same rules apply in the consolation game as they did in the first round of our playoffs and in the regular season. The first round is a question will be asked of each team, and if the question is answered correctly, the team will earn a point. If not, the other team will get a chance to steal that category. We did a coin toss before we started recording. It was won by Blue Valley West. So Jaguars, here is the first category. It is science. A ray of light bends or changes direction in passing from one substance to another. What property is this known? Ricky?
Refraction.
Refraction, very good. Vikings, U.S. government and law is the category. A legal suspension of the carrying out of the death penalty is called a what? Coleman.
A pardon.
It is not a pardon. Jaguars, do you have a chance to steal this U.S. government and law question? A legal suspension of the carrying out of the death penalty is called what? It's called a stay of execution, a stay. Blue Valley West, we are staying with you. Vocabulary is the category. What word can mean the preliminary draft of a treaty or the rules of diplomatic and state etiquette? Ricky?
A treatise.
It is not a treatise. Vikings, chance to steal this vocabulary question. What word can mean the preliminary draft of a treaty or the rules of diplomatic and state etiquette? Time. Protocol. Protocol is what we were looking for. Vikings, music and terminology is your category. A couplet has 2 lines. How many does a quatrain have? Ben?
4.
It is 4. Back over to you, Jaguars. Literature, punctuation. Slang words may be set off in formal writing by the use of what punctuation marks? Colby?
Quotation marks.
That's correct. Back to you, Vikings. World geography. In what ocean does the Peru current flow? Ian?
Pacific, and it's Jonathan.
Jonathan, I'm sorry, Jonathan. I wrote down the wrong name on my card. Jonathan, yes, go ahead. It's the Pacific.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good.
Great.
I'll make sure I won't call you by the wrong name again. All right, back over to you, Jaguars. Musicals is the category. What Broadway character is the demon barber? Rayon?
Sweeney Todd.
Sweeney Todd. Back over to you, Vikings. Current events is the category. Because this city depends so much on this large body of water, the citizens of Toledo voted to give legal rights to which lake? Time. Blue Valley West, chance to steal this current events category. Because this city depends so much on this large body of water, the citizens in Toledo voted to give legal rights to which lake? Colby.
Lake Erie.
Lake Erie. Jaguars, staying with you. Government and economics is the category. Which amendment sets a term limit for the president? Ricky?
22nd.
It is the 22nd. Back over to you, Vikings. General knowledge of food, to be specific. What is the most distinctive ingredient in pesto, responsible for its color and much of its taste? Time. Jaguars, chance to steal this general knowledge and food category. What is the most distinctive ingredient in pesto, responsible for its color and much of its taste? Benit.
Basil.
It is basil. Staying with you, Jaguars, sports and games is the category. Which Hall of Fame quarterback won 3 NFL MVP awards between 1959 and 1967 and helped the Baltimore Colts defeat the New York Giants to win the 1958 NFL championship? Rayon.
Tarkenton.
It is not Tarkington. Vikings, chance to steal this sports and games category. Which Hall of Fame quarterback won 3 NFL MVP awards from 59 to 67 and helped the Baltimore Colts defeat the New York Giants to win the 1958 NFL championship? Dane.
Unitas.
It is Unitas. Staying with you, Vikings, mathematics is the category. What is the supplement to 3 pi over 4? Ben.
1 pi over 4.
1 pi over 4. Very good. Back over to you, Jaguars. General knowledge, landmarks is the category. It was built for the 1889 Paris Universal Exposition and was the subject of much criticism by French. Rayon.
Eiffel Tower.
It is the Eiffel Tower. Back over to you, Vikings. Vocabulary is the category. What 3-syllable term refers to the plea that a person accused of a crime was in another place when the crime was actually committed? Jonathan.
Alibi.
Alibi. Jaguars. Canadian geography is your category. What province ranks first in population? Colby.
Ontario.
Ontario. Nice job. Vikings. You have literary history as your category. In 1828, this American published a mammoth 2-volume philological work, an American dictionary of the English language. Give me his full name. Time. Jaguars, chance to steal this literary history question. In 1828, this American published a mammoth 2-volume philological work, an American dictionary of English language. Give me his full name. Rayon.
Merriam-Webster.
Not Merriam-Webster. Noah Webster. Noah Webster. Jaguars, we are staying with you. Mathematics for you this time. What is the slope of a horizontal line? Ricky.
0.
It is 0. Back over to you, Vikings. U.S. history is the category. Name the most populous states in both the Union and the Confederacy during the Civil War. 2 answers. Coleman?
For Union, New York, and for Confederacy, Virginia.
Those are the 2. Very good. Back over to you, Blue Valley West. Current events is the category. Before serving a 3-year jail term that starts in May, President Trump's former personal lawyer testified before Congress.
Michael Cohen.
Shabir, it is Michael Cohen. Risky to bring in that quick. Vikings, you do have the next category. It is science classifications. Grass is one of the largest and most varied families in the plant kingdom. The smaller grasses are the turf grasses. What is the largest grass class? Time. Jaguars, chance to steal this science classification category. Grass is one of the largest and most varied families in the plant kingdom. The smaller grasses are the turf grasses. What is the largest grass class? Colby?
Bamboo.
It is bamboo. Staying with you, Jaguars, U.S. history, presidents is your category. Which president received the most electoral votes during an election? Colby?
George Washington.
Cannot accept George Washington. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. history president's question. Which president received? Coleman. Ronald Reagan. It is Ronald Reagan. 525. Vikings, staying with you, sports and games is the category. On May 6th, 1954, at Oxford University's Iffley Road Track, Roger Bannister became the first person in the world to break what sporting barrier? Time. Jaguars, chance to steal this sports and games category. On May 6th, 1954, at Oxford University's Iffley Road Track, Roger Bannister became the first person in the world to break what sporting barrier? Ricky.
10-second 100-meter.
Sorry, cannot accept that. It's the 4-minute mile. The 4-minute mile. You're on the right track, but it was the 4-minute mile. Yeah, thank you. All right, Jaguars, we are staying with you. Ancient history is the category. Ancient Sumerians are believed to have built the first oar-powered ships around 3500 BC. Name either of the rivers upon which they used these boats first. Rayon?
Tigris.
Tigris or the Euphrates, either one. Vikings, coming back to you, fine arts. Painters is the category. The painting consists of a man whose face is obscured by a hovering green apple. Who painted The Son of Man? Is it Edvard Munch, René Magritte, Pablo Picasso, or Grant Wood? Jonathan?
The second one?
It is the second one, okay. René Magritte. Jaguars, health and medicine is your category. A surgical transplanting of skin from one place to another is known by what term? Rayon?
Graft.
It is a graft. That's borrowed from botany. Vikings, coming back to you, Shakespeare. What did John of Gaunt in Shakespeare's Richard II describe as a precious stone? Time. Jaguars, chance to steal this Shakespeare category. What did John of Gaunt in Shakespeare's Richard II describe as a precious stone? Vinit.
A woman.
Not a woman. England. England is a precious stone. Jaguars, we are staying with you. Vocabulary is the category. An eponym, or an eponym, is a word deriving from the name of a what? Time. Vikings, chance to steal this vocabulary question. An eponym is a word deriving from the name of a what? A person or another person. Vikings, staying with you. Ancient history is the category. In 67 BC, Pompey the Great led a fleet that temporarily cleared which sea of pirates? Sean?
The Mediterranean.
It is the Mediterranean. Coming back to you, Jaguars, U.S. geography. 2 state capitals. We will finish this category. U.S. geography, again, is the category. 2 U.S. state capitals have names beginning and ending with the letter A. Name both. Time. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. 2 U.S. state capitals have names beginning and ending with the letter A. Name both. First one probably came to mind was Atlanta. The other one, Augusta, Maine. Augusta, Maine. That siren does denote the end of our first half, and it's a well-played game so far. Blue Valley West is on top with a score of 13 to Shawnee Mission West 9. Typically, during our regular season, we would do a campus update. But because it is the playoffs, we're going to display for you on the screen how both teams got here into our playoffs. And we are in our consolation game. The Shawnee Mission West Vikings are here as they were our number 4 seed coming into the playoffs. And they were defeated by Blue Valley. And Blue Valley West is here as they were defeated by Shawnee Mission East in our first round of the playoffs. As we begin our second round, it is our lightning round, and as tradition, we start with our look and listen question, which is worth 2 points. We will be displaying it on a monitor here in the studio for our contestants, as well as on your screen for those who are watching at home. This is also a reminder, when someone rings in, we have to freeze the video at that time, so just please be aware of that caveat. All right, so here we go. Here's our look and listen question for both teams. Give both the name of the building seen here and the Palm Sunday 1865 event that later made it a National Historical Park. Jonathan.
The Appomattox Courthouse and the ends of the Civil War.
We will accept that. Very good. It is Appomattox Courthouse, and it is the surrender of the Confederate Army. Very good. 2 points to Shawnee Mission West. As we continue with our lightning round, questions will be placed on the floor for either team to answer. If a team responds correctly, they earn a point for their squad. And just like in the first round, if they give an incorrect answer, the other team will get a chance to steal. Both teams, here is the first category of the lightning round. It is mathematics. Name 2 or any 2 of the 5 Platonic solids. Ben.
Dodecahedron and icosahedron.
Very good. The others, cube, tetrahedron, and octahedron. Music for both teams. Name the rock band fronted by Lars Ulrich and James Hetfield that filed a lawsuit against Napster, claiming that it was infringing on intellectual property rights. Benit.
Metallica.
It is Metallica. They played here last night. U.S. geography, cities. This gracious old city was extensively restored to its appearance in colonial days. It was once the capital of Virginia. Colby?
Williamsburg.
It is Williamsburg. European history for both teams. A daughter of the last Tsar of Russia is supposed to have escaped from the Russian Revolution, and over the years, several women have claimed to be this daughter. Name her. Shabir.
Anastasia.
Anastasia, very good. Military history for both teams. What is the name of the general who commanded the U.S. Third Army after the invasion of Europe during World War II? Ricky?
Eisenhower.
It's not Eisenhower. Vikings, chance to steal this military history question. What is the name of the general who commanded the U.S. Third Army after the invasion of Europe during World War II? Jonathan?
Patton.
Is Patton. World geography for both teams. Name the 3 continents that are crossed by the Tropic of Cancer. Colby.
North America, Africa, and Asia.
Those are the 3. General knowledge for both teams. The language that one speaks naturally from birth is the... Rayon?
Mother tongue.
Mother tongue is exactly what we're looking for. Classical music for both teams. Musetta's Waltz is from the opera La Bohème. The Toreador song is from what opera? Colby?
Carmen.
It is Carmen. Literature for both teams. To what city did Joyce move to have Ulysses published? Benit?
Chicago.
It is not Chicago. Vikings, chance to steal this literature question. To what city did Joyce move to have Ulysses published? Dane?
New York.
It's Paris. Paris. Spelling for both teams. Spell the 8-letter word beginning with A that means a short story or narrative. Rayon.
Allegory.
Cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this spelling category. Spell the 8-letter word beginning with A that means a short story or narrative. We're looking for an anecdote. Anecdote. A-N-E-C-D-O-T-E. Science. Anatomy for both teams. There are 5 different types of tissue in the human body. Name any 2 of them. Rayon.
Connective cardiac.
We'll take it, yes. Musicals for both teams. Which musical claims to be the untold story of the Witches of Oz? Colby.
Wicked.
Wicked is correct. World geography for both teams. Name the northernmost city in the world with more than 1 million inhabitants. Jonathan.
Vladivostok.
Cannot accept that. Jaguars, chance to steal this world geography question. Name the northernmost city in the world with more than 1 million inhabitants. Colby.
Helsinki.
Not Helsinki. St. Petersburg. St. Petersburg. All right, now we're coming up to the part of our team theme huddle question where groups can collaborate on the 2 answers for the 2 questions. We are relying on the team captain to bring in and give the answers. And just a little caveat also on this one, both answers must be given correctly in order to earn the 2 points. So here we go. Both teams, you may actually collaborate during the questions, and you may actually collaborate during the answers. Flags is the category, flags. Question 1, which country's flag contains the words Ordem e Progresso? And 2, what constellation is on the Australian flag? Colby?
Brazil and the Southern Cross.
Those are the correct answers. Sports and games for both teams is the next category. What is an NBA player deemed to be if he has received the Maurice Podoloff Trophy? Ryan?
MVP.
He is the MVP. You open up a bit of a lead here. Shawnee Mission West 13, Blue Valley West 24. Government is the next category. Who provided the following classic definition of democracy? Quote, government of the people, by the people, for the people. Jonathan?
Jefferson?
Not Jefferson. Jaguars, chance to steal this government question. Who provided the following classic definition of democracy? Quote, government of the people, by the people. Benit?
Benjamin Franklin.
Not Franklin. It's Lincoln, Abe Lincoln. Both teams, U.S. history. Until 1821, what was the northernmost provincial capital of New Spain? Colby?
Mexico City.
Cannot accept Mexico City. Vikings, chance to steal this U.S. history question. In 1821, what was the northernmost provincial capital of New Spain? Jonathan?
St. Augustine?
Can accept that. Santa Fe. Santa Fe is what it is. World history quotations for both teams. Complete this quotation by Winston Churchill about the Soviet Union. Quote, a riddle wrapped up in a mystery within a, or an, Sean?
Enigma.
Enigma. Fine arts for both teams, multiple choice. What quality is associated with peaches in Chinese art? Is it illness, wealth, fertility, or immortality? Coleman.
Fertility.
Sorry, that is incorrect. Jaguars, chance to steal this question about fine arts. What quality is associated with peaches in Chinese art? Is it illness, wealth, fertility, or immortality? Benit.
Wealth.
Immortality. Immortality. Science for both teams. Convert 50 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Ricky.
120.
Sorry, cannot accept that. Vikings, chance to steal this science category. Convert 50 degrees Fahrenheit to Celsius. Ben.
10.
It is 10. Poetry for both teams. Starts off with another quote. Quote heavy today. Quote the next 4 words in this poem by Robert Frost. And here it starts with, 2 roads diverged in a wood. I took the one less traveled by, and that has blank. Sean?
Made all the difference.
Made all the difference are the 4 words we're looking for. Government and economics for both teams. In what year was the U.S. Constitution written? Colby.
1787.
That is correct. U.S. geography this time. Name the highest waterfall in the United States. John?
Niagara Falls.
It is not Niagara Falls. Jaguars, chance to steal this U.S. geography question. Name the highest waterfall in the United States. Colby?
Angel Falls.
Not Angel Falls, Yosemite Falls. Yosemite Falls. General knowledge for both teams. What is the most notable relic remaining of Solomon's temple? Colby?
The Western Wall.
Yes, yes. We need more clarification. The West Wall is the Wailing Wall. Yep. Military history for both teams. Fort Necessity National Battlefield in Pennsylvania is the site of the first battle in which war? Colby?
The French and Indian War.
French and Indian War. Mathematics for both teams. Give the mathematical name for the number sign or hashtag. Ricky.
Pound.
I cannot accept pound. Vikings, you have a chance to steal this mathematics question. Give the mathematical name for the number sign or hashtag. Coleman?
Octothorpe.
It is an octothorpe. Science for both teams. On the top layer of the Earth's atmosphere, molecules can readily escape from the Earth's gravitational pull. What do we call this outer sphere? Colby?
Ionosphere.
It is not the ionosphere. Vikings, chance to steal this science category. On the top layer of the Earth's atmosphere, molecules can readily escape from the Earth's gravitational pull. What do we call this outer sphere? Ben?
The troposphere?
It's not the troposphere. Exosphere. Exosphere. Music, specifically symphonies. The unusual feature of Gustav Mahler's 8th Symphony is that it requires how many performers? Coleman?
1.
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Jaguars, music, symphony is the category. We'll finish the category. The unusual feature of Gustav Mahler's 8th Symphony is that it requires how many performers? Benit?
8.
It's actually 1,000. 1,000. That would make it fairly unique. That siren does denote the end of our consolation matchup, and Blue Valley West has come out on top with a score of 27 to Shawnee Mission West 17. Please stay tuned as we will shortly give you our presentation of awards. Great job to both teams in our consolation game today as we are going to give our awards out. And first we have our 4th place finisher is Shawnee Mission West Vikings, coached by Pam Creed. So Coach Creed, here's your guys' trophy. And if you'd like to go over and say a few words about your team, that would be fantastic.
All right, it's been fun, and the kids have been great this year, all worked hard, and a fine team. I've been proud to be a part of it.
And our 3rd place finisher in our consolation game is the Blue Valley West Jaguars, coached by Debra Connerly. Congratulations, Coach. If you'd like to go over and say a few words to your team.
Well done. I'm just so proud of all of our players this year, those here today and those who have been on other days. And they've just played with lots of heart, and we've had a lot of fun, and we just love categories.
Once again, great job for both teams on today's great game and their great regular season performances. Please join us again next time as we will bring you the best and brightest minds of high school students all throughout Johnson County as they are going to be competing in our championship game.